Hey folks, guns, gear, on-target training out here in Oregon. Before we get started, if you enjoy our content, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Don't forget to check every once in a while because for some reason YouTube unsubscribes subscribers from pro Second Amendment content. It happens to multiple YouTubers. We all have the same experience. It's like all of a sudden you have a bunch of subscribers and they go away. So if you enjoy our content, please like, share, subscribe, comment, and keep checking to make sure you are subscribed. What I wanted to do today is talk about belly guns or snub-nose revolvers. Sometimes folks have a very definite opinion that, oh my gosh, why would you ever carry a 5-shot revolver? Well, there may be some reason, or there may be something like a physical handicap or some limitation that prevents the person who wants to defend themselves from using a semi-automatic pistol. Revolvers are simple. They, essentially have 3 components that make them work, right? They have the trigger, cocks, drops the hammer if it's a, double action only. They have the cylinder and the cylinder release or catch that allows you to open and check the cylinder or load the firearm. And then they have the ejection rod that allows you to dump spent casings after firing. Today we're going to be talking about this revolver. This is a 642 airweight from Smith Wesson. This happens to be a 642-1. When I purchased this firearm back, I want to say it was in the late 90s, because Smith & Wesson originally introduced this revolver, or the 642, in the early 1990s. I think it was 1990, and they ran it for 3 years, and then they stopped production, and then they started again in 1996. So the this particular version, the -1, came out after that. Now, on this barrel, you will note it does not say rated +P on either side. And when I got the manual says, don't shoot +P. Well, I've shot a lot of +P in this. Not a lot, but certainly, 100 rounds or whatever over many practice sessions. And it's been no issue whatsoever. Like any small, lightweight pistol or revolver, the smaller the firearm, the lighter it is, the more felt recoil. However, .38 Special is genuinely a pretty mild caliber in terms of felt recoil. Now, I will note that shooting +P defensive ammunition, yeah, it's snappy, but it's certainly controllable. So in the video sections you're about to see at the range, we shot the revolver at various distances, including out to 15 yards, and I was able to consistently hit upper chest area of a man-sized target, again, with this revolver. So pros of this revolver, it's small, it's lightweight, it's concealed. The downside of this type of revolver is it only holds 5 rounds. It also, because it's lightweight, has more felt recoil. And in this case, we have, the lack of sights. You simply have a channel here, and on the rear, it's just a channel, and then you have a front sight here that has no definition. Now you can easily take some paint and you can paint the front of it, or you can install an aftermarket sight. You'll have to do some modifications to the revolver, but you can do that. This type of defensive tool is a close quarters, 3, 5, 7. Yes, you can shoot it at 10 and get hits, but it's really up close and personal. And that's one of the advantage of its size. The barrel length is 1 7/8 inches. It's aluminum with the exception of the barrel and the cylinder. And I believe the trigger is also steel. But the rest of the frame is aluminum. The advantage there, lightweight. very lightweight, very concealable, easy to conceal. And I carried this revolver for a number of years and felt well protected by it. The upside of a revolver, it's simplicity. So, you know, to check the condition of the firearm, no slide racking, simply work the catch here, inspect the cylinders, load the cylinders, close the cylinders, confirm the cylinder is locked up, and you're good to go. There's nothing else to do. If you get a click instead of a bang, right? And we know this is unloaded here, but if you get a click instead of a bang, then we've got click, just press the trigger again. When I first got this revolver, yeah, the trigger was pretty stiff, but this revolver now has, I don't know, 1,000 rounds or something through it. Practiced with it a lot, so I am proficient. Is it my primary choice? No. Would I feel, you know, disarmed if I only had this and, you know, speed loader? No, I mean, 10 rounds should be enough in the typical defensive civilian encounter to deal with a threat. Yes, more rounds are better. Yes, I normally carry a semi-automatic with 10 rounds or 15 rounds in the magazine in the gun. So either 11 in the firearm itself or 16 in the firearm, depending on the magazine capacity, and then a magazine of 10 or 15 rounds as a backup. I feel better with that situation and that setup, but a little lightweight revolver with a speed loader and quality defensive hollow point ammunition like this Spear Gold Dot here would get the job done in most cases. So if you're thinking about, okay, you know, maybe I don't want to run a semi-automatic, maybe I'm not comfortable, maybe I have a physical handicap, whatever the reason is, maybe I have arthritis, maybe I just do not want the complexity of learning the manual of arms associated with a semi-automatic handgun, then a revolver might be the way to go. And if you're looking to concealed carry a revolver, a lightweight revolver like this, which is very affordable, and there are some great deals on these from police trades that you can find out there that are not particularly expensive. So you could buy a used handgun that may have some holster wear, but most used firearms are not shot very much. So you can spend the difference in ammunition and training as opposed to buying a brand new revolver. Is a brand new revolver nice? Sure. Who doesn't love a new firearm? But purchasing a used firearm and then spending the money between the delta, the difference between the cost of the firearm and used versus new, can result in you taking that money and spending it toward ammunition and training, which is really ultimately going to help you. All right, folks, we are here with the Smith Wesson 642-1 Airweight 38 Special. Hammerless revolver, aluminum frame, so you feel the felt recoil a little more aggressively than a full steel gun. We're going to do a little bit of shooting with this because I've owned this gun and carried it many years ago, and I carried it a lot back in the late 90s. And I think it's a reliable alternative if you don't want to go with a semi-automatic. Now, we can disagree or agree that it'd be better to have more ammunition than less. And the smaller the tool in regards to a handgun, the more felt recoil you're going to have. So what I find most people do is they'll buy a gun like this and they don't want to practice with it, and therefore they don't develop their proficiency. But every once in a while, I like to come to the range and just practice double action revolvers. You will never get the same kind of accuracy from a revolver than you will from a semi-automatic, or at least I've never been able to achieve it. But you can still see in our number 12 out there, we've got something that works. Go a little bit more deliberate on the trigger here. You shoot to the number 15. Because the sights on this pistol are so incredibly minimal, you basically have a channel on the back and there's nothing bright in the front. It's hard to distinguish where that front sight is, but this is often referred to by some people as a belly gun. So it's something you would carry, and at very short distances, it would work. So we're going to transition now over to steel and see how we do with that. You can see I'm not that accurate, but it is still very capable of delivering hits on target. Yeah. All right, the rest of the ammo I'm going to shoot today is reloaded 158 grain plated. And it's a little softer shooting than some of the other stuff I was shooting. Candidly, I like shooting revolvers. And this one has been shot enough that the trigger is quite good for a double action trigger. It's just broken in, that's the reality. As you shoot any new firearm, you're going to find that the trigger and the slide and everything else, if it's a semi-automatic, is going to get better. And this 642 air weight, you know, it works pretty darn well. Ah, just clipped it. There we go. I'm now back at 15. So again, it's a matter of, do you have the right tools for the job? I'll try to be even more deliberate here. Okay, that time we got 5 out of 5. Definitely not as fast. I'm not as fast with this as I am with my semi-automatic pistols. But again, it is able to deliver combat, you know, upper chest area shots at 8 yards. Okay, that time we got 5 out of 5. And this has been sitting around in my gun safe for a long time. I was at a gun shop and someone had been like an estate sale. So this stuff goes back many years. I'm sure it's 3 decades or so. But ammunition stored the right way will still work. So again, this is some pretty hot, snappy ammo. But this is what I'd want to carry, and this is the type of ammunition I did carry when I had this revolver as my EDC. I'm feeling that. Well, folks, that's what we got today. I hope you enjoy the range time here that you're going to see, or you've seen throughout the video. Once again, if you enjoy our content, please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and keep checking back to make sure you've not been unsubscribed. I appreciate each and every one of you. Finally, and as always, stay safe.